This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast. It's great to have you along for the ride. My name is Mark Farzetta. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day with the Locked On Phillies podcast, the daily podcast. Phillies get off the schneid here and beat the Toronto Blue Jays north of the border 8-3. Offense was humming from the first half of the first inning on. 8-3. They win this ball game. 6-run first inning. Had you feeling pretty good about the Phillies' chances against a team that was 3 games over 500 in the Blue Jays, and the Phillies just took it to them. Trea Turner comes up with 2 home runs. Bryce Harper returns to the lineup with a big swing in that first inning, goes back-to-back with Trea Turner and Cristopher Sanchez. 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Let's get into it. 3 big things. I know Trea Turner's the guy. They got 2 home runs in the game, but as far as I'm concerned,
this is the Locked On Player of the Game.
The player of the game is Bryce Harper. You lose 4 in a row without Bryce Harper. You get swept by the Brew Crew without Bryce Harper. You wanted to know Bryce Harper was going to come back and pick up where he left off, which again was a 301 he hit in the month of May, 383 on base percentage, couple of homers. And he picked up where he left off with another home run today. There was a little concern. I voiced it as well about whether or not Bryce Harper was going to be able to get right back into the swing of things. He got right back into the swing of things. Literally the first at bat back, he was able to get a splitter that stayed up in the zone. And there was something awkward about it didn't look like he got all his legs into it, I guess. Like he didn't turn on it all the way, but still was able to send it out of the ballpark just 6 feet shy of a 400-footer, 394. He puts it over the fence there, an 0-2 splitter that stayed up just enough for him to belt out of the ballpark. So you love to see that for him. That gave the Phillies a 3-0 lead. Prior to that, number 2 of 3 big things, Trea Turner. Look, the guy has been smashing, absolutely smashing on the road. He needed a bounce-back game. Now, I know there was some sound out there about possibly giving him a day off or anything like that. Phillies are coming off a day off. He didn't need to be sat. He didn't need to be benched. I know it was a costly error in Game 3 against the Brewers, and it led to a big inning, obviously, by the Brewers. But the offense wasn't getting it done. Trea Turner wasn't getting it done in that series either. So I'm not about to take out my, only 300 hitter for the season, more or less, in Trea Turner. I'm going to leave him in there. Well, he rewarded the skipper for having faith in him and keeping him out there. Trea Turner went out there with 2 home runs today, 3 RBIs in total. And whenever he gets that quick swing through the strike zone, he reminds me of his hottest times as a big league hitter, whether that was his time with the Nationals, his brief stint out in Los Angeles, or whether that is with the Phillies and he goes through hot streaks like that August where he got the standing O, or the World Baseball Classic even. When he's able to whip the barrel of the bat through the strike zone with great aggression, he makes great things happen. He's able to go the other way, a little oppo-boppo in the first inning to get the Phillies on the board after a 4-pitch walk to Bryson Stott, and then later in the ballgame to cap off the Phillies scoring with their 8th run of the ballgame, comes courtesy of the 7th home run, I believe it is, of the season for Trea Turner. Yes, 7th home run of the season. Home runs number 6 and 7 on the year. So great to see that from him. Number 3 on the list, Cristopher Sanchez. Now 6 starts on the season where he's gone at least 6 innings. I believe 5 of those 6 starts have been quality starts, and he's allowed fewer than 2 runs in that span. So one heck of a great run here for Cristopher Sanchez. There is a little bit of a concern. He had some great defensive help behind him. No better example than Alec Boehm being able to sprawl out to get Springer there, busting it down to first baseline to just barely get him out on basically a grounder that Alec Boehm threw across the infield to record that out, much to George Springer's great surprise. But the Phillies were able to get that out there courtesy of Alec Boehm. But one of the things that was really impressive for me tonight, and I was thinking about this, and I did not know the numbers. I did not know the numbers for Cristopher Sanchez. but they actually put him up there on the screen tonight, and I was like, okay, that's what I was looking for. First, second, and third times through the lineup this season for Cristopher Sanchez. The opposing batting average in the first inning, 221. Opposing batting average in the second inning, 229. Opposing batting average the third time through the order, so first, second, and third time through the order, 310. Third time through the order. It was not great. The counts were getting crazy, a lot of 3-ball counts in the fifth and sixth innings of this game. And I had, fourth and fifth innings of this game. And I had some concern with Cristopher Sanchez as to whether or not he was doing something that I was worried about going into the game. Because his last start, just 82, 83 pitches I think he had. This start, he was approaching that, 88 pitches in the sixth inning by the time it was all said and done. And I was thinking, all right, is he going to be able to get through this? Or we went into the sixth inning at 88 pitches, and I was thinking, is he going to be able to get through this? Not only did he get through it, but he had his best inning of the night in terms of pitches. It was the only inning he did not hit double digits in pitches thrown. 9 pitches he used to get through the sixth inning, and that was after allowing what was ruled an infield single on a swinging bunt by Barger to go up there and get that leadoff single. He was able to just sit him down after that. And here's my thing. Why are you swinging at the first pitch against a pitcher who in the previous inning needed 26 pitches in Cristopher Sanchez? You needed 26 pitches to get through that fifth inning. And you're going up there hacking? If you're hey, look, I'm happy that the Blue Jays did not have a good approach there. Get to the Phillies bullpen as fast as possible. No, they just decided I was going to go up there hacking. And 9 pitches. Cristopher Sanchez was done. 6 innings, 1 run. Quite a number of walks that you're not too happy about to see from Cristopher Sanchez. In total, he went out there tonight, and I think it was 4 walks. Yeah, 4 walks, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. Did give up the solo home run to Davis Schneider in the 5th inning of the ball game. But all in all, I looked at Bryce Harper tonight. Great to see him swing a powerful bat coming back. Great to see Trea Turner continue to hit well on the road, at least. And also great to see Cristopher Sanchez go out there and deal for 6 innings. And in the innings where he had to struggle a little bit, he was able to get the job done. I also, again, give credit to the defense for being tough, hanging in there for this Phillies team. To watch them put in the rearview mirror as fast as possible, really as fast as Bryce Harper is able to rejoin the lineup, to see them be able to put a 4-game losing streak in the rearview mirror, hopefully get back on the winning side of things for a little bit here. You have a good opportunity. Mick Abel back on the mound tomorrow against Berrios. I look forward to seeing what they got going on there. You want to see the good things continue. You want to see them stack these W's. Because we know the Mets are looming towards the end of this month, and that's going to be a prove-it series, as we know. When the unofficial first half of the season winds down, it's going to be some tough opponents. So just like you did against the far inferior opponents like the Rockies, for instance, stack the wins. And if you're able to beat teams that are at 500, a little over 500, that's only going to prepare you more so for that second half of the season push, especially getting through September and getting into the postseason. So, loved what I saw from the Phillies tonight. One more honorable mention we're going to get to when we come back. We're also going to tell you about the turning point of this game, and we're also going to tell you about what you'll be talking about tomorrow when it comes to the Phillies snapping their 4-game losing streak. Bryce Harper getting back on track. Same thing with Trea Turner. That's where we return. This is Locked On Phillies postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. You guys have heard me talking before about SupplyHouse.com. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. Whether you're into plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right, because that's what's most important. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. And if you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service. You'll always talk to a real person, and the trade professionals looking for an extra edge. How about their Trade Master program? Free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like dedicated phone line, free shipping, and so much more. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM. That's supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order at supplyhouse.com. And how about Monarch Money? Ever check a bank account and go, where'd the money go? There used to be money in here. Well, Monarch Money acts like your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. Oh, no. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place so you can stop just managing your money and you can start building wealth. When I started using Monarch Money, I realized how much money I'm spending on food delivery. Got to cut that back a little bit. Also, the convenience of it, instead of juggling multiple apps, you just use Monarch Money. And if you're in a relationship, it's gotten serious, engaged, married, whatever, Monarch Money helps you combine those finances so it's smoother and stress-free. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first order. That's monarchmoney.com. LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year at monarchmoney.com. Let's jump into the turning point of tonight.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
You know, I'm not supposed to feel great when the Phillies just go up 2 runs. But in all honesty, when Trea Turner and Bryce Harper went back-to-back in the first inning, I was feeling pretty good. Because, what's the young man's name that was pitching tonight? Bowden, that fella? When he was pitching, I felt, you knew going into it, he had given up a gazillion amount of home runs on the season. I think it was 15 or 16 coming into tonight. That's not good. So when I saw Trea Turner go deep, and then I saw Bryce Harper go deep, I went, the Phillies are going to be able to score some runs on this guy. Sure enough, a 6-run first inning. When Bryce Harper hit the home run, that to me was the turning point of, okay, they got this. And the other thing that added on to it in that 6th inning that was so incredible was they had multiple 1-2 or 0-2 counts on them, and they still delivered. Trea Turner, 1-2 fastball, up and away, went with the pitch, hit the 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, 0-2 splitter, down, he belts at 394. Then later in the inning, you see Kepler step up there. Max Kepler steps up there. He gets the RBI single after being down in the count 0-2. He puts that in the center field. Plenty of instances like this really throughout the game where they were able just to tee off despite being down in the count. So that was one of the biggest signs. Like, he wasn't going to be much better than he was in that first inning when it came to getting ahead of batters, and the Phillies were still able to turn the tables on Bowden in this one. So I love that. As far as what you'll be talking about tomorrow,
this is what you'll be talking about.
Folks, they don't call Bryce Harper the showman for nothing. Of course he hit a home run in his first at-bat back. And of course he hit a home run on the 3rd pitch that he saw since not playing for 4 days, not being able to take batting practice, really 5 days ago. Really, if you want to count 6, because he was, it was the first at-bat of the game that he had against Spencer Strider a week ago. And he steps up to the plate and just jumped on a pitch. Absolutely jumped on it. You'll also probably be talking about the fact that Cristopher Sanchez dealt, again, another 6 innings, 1 run. And you'll also probably be talking about the fact that Alec Boehm had a 4-hit night. And, yeah, you might mention Trea Turner's 2 home runs in the evening. So that, too. Oh, and snapping a 4-game losing streak. How about that for your Philadelphia Phillies? I think you'll be kicking around that tomorrow. As far as what you guys think about this game, let's get into the chat. Oh, I do want to check your box score here. Bryson Stott did have a hit and a walk. So on base twice today. Love to see that for him. Trea Turner with a 3-hit night with those 3 RBIs, as I mentioned, and the 2 home runs, average back up to 305 with a 363 on base percentage. Harper, 2 runs scored on the night, did work 2 walks on base 3 times in the evening. Kyle Schwarber, what the heck? Come on, man. 0 for 5. Everyone else is hitting dingers, and you can't? Come on, bro. It's Jude. Anyway, Bomer with the 4 for 5 night and some great defense as well. You love to see that for the Phils. Max Kepler with an RBI. Love to see that as well. All right, let's see what you guys are saying about this Phillies victory. How about that? Morgan Landy, great minds think alike. Welcome back, showman. Certainly how it feels about Bryce Harper. Polar Buck, someone get Schwarber a calendar so he knows it's June. Awesome first inning. Evelyn, what's up, Evelyn? Can we start every game like that, please? Great to have Harper back. Sanchez, great. Ross had a good inning. Hernandez, too. Great win. Yeah, you know who didn't? Lazar. That was no bueno. No bueno for Lazar. What a comeback for Harper, says Shake and Bake. I'm the Magic Man. Now you see me. Now you don't. All right. Joel Evers, what's going on? Elvers, hello. Took the kids to the playground on my way home. We heard Trey and Bryce both homer. It's a 4-minute drive. Listen, what a great 4-minute drive. I will say, as you guys know, I took my 5-year-old daughter to her first game on Saturday. Of course, that was the 17-7 loss. Not that she cared. She was happy to be at the ballpark. It was incredible. But you better believe when the Phillies had a 6-run first inning, I say, hey, Manuela, get in here. And she looked at the score. Wow. Yeah, I was like, look, they're capable of doing it too. They're capable of doing to other teams what the Brewers did to them. How about that? And then after that, she wasn't impressed. But anyway, it was pretty awesome. Bandman 100, that's the shot in the arm we needed after the disaster class against the Brewers. That's funny. Disaster class. That is true. Jess Patrick II, what's going on? Jess Patrick 2, what's up? Just wait until the Phillies perform at full potential. Oh, I like after a win like this, you're going, they could be better. That could be better longer. Tommy Shrove, I do agree with this. We did need this. As I said, leaving the Brewers series. All right, so Sunday we were talking about it, and I said, you got to avoid those moments where everything's going to spiral out of control. And you're going to come back down to earth. Like last year, you came crashing back down to earth. This year, just avoid the crash. Like I understand there's going to be 4-game losing streaks. I understand there's going to be quicksand moments. It's baseball. It's sports. It happens. None of us like it. It's never an excuse when it happens, but it happens. If you could just limit those to little 4-game spurts here and there. And in that 4-game stretch, you still win a series against the Braves, for instance, your division rival. And I know they're not an incredible team right now, but still division rival. If you could limit those lulls in the season to a 4-game stretch, all right, we're going to be good, man. We're going to be all good. But I do agree with you. You needed this one. Man 100, hello again. When Hernandez can actually find the zone, he's decent. That slider he threw to whoever it was in the 9th inning, that was pretty nasty. Tommy Shrove. Turner, offense, A-. Defense, B+. Tonight, beds and beds. Bohm's defense today, can't mention it enough. That was awesome. Yeah, this is interesting, Shake and Bake. Noticing tonight that Bryce Harper was actually wearing the elbow guard. Yeah, can we stick with that? Can we actually, you know what? I'd like to get the extra large. He looked like he was wearing a child's medium. I'd like as much protection in Bryce Harper as humanly possible. I want an obnoxious Barry Bonds level of armor on Bryce Harper and that elbow. I want bubble wrap, whatever you can do to make sure he stays out there on the baseball field, because the Phillies are a much better team. And the other thing is, it's funny when you don't have a 2-time MVP in the lineup. And I know I said that on Sunday's show. But then I was listening afterwards to Nick Castellanos talk about missing Bryce Harper. He's like, he's a 2-time MVP for a reason. I'm like, look at me and Nick Castellanos. Now look at us agreeing with each other. Look at us. By the way, he got hit by a pitch tonight. It was a curveball. I don't think it was on purpose. But it wasn't great. Bowden Francis just lost it a wee bit. Evelyn, yeah, take that, Strider. They did say, I heard during the broadcast, Mikey B, they said he's not a fan of it. I don't care. You're wearing this, young man. You're going to like it. $330 million investment doesn't want to wear an elbow pad. You wear this elbow pad, son. That's where John Middleton comes down. Just like, Bryce, please, just wear it. Please, can you wear it, please? Thanks. That's my spot on John Middleton. For the people on the podcast, that was not actually John Middleton. That was my incredible impression of John Middleton. Anyway, Greg Benson, hello. Had a beer with a Mets fan tonight. He confessed they're scared of us. Thank you, Greg. You should be scared. You should be scared. The thing that cracked me up about getting swept by the Mets, not that many things cracked me up, just one thing cracked me up about it. It was how much Mets fans were feeling themselves after that. I was like, you guys know that you sucked in the beginning of last year. Sucked. like 10 games under 500 at the end of May. And then June, you started to play good baseball as the Phillies started to play bad baseball. So, yeah, I'm glad they were all cocky. And now maybe they're coming back down to earth just a wee bit. By the way, Phillies are going to have an interesting thing going on here because as they're playing this middling 500 baseball team, the Mets are in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. And as we speak right now, they're in the bottom of the first inning, tied at 1. The Rockies, by the way, I believe they won that series with the Marlins. How about that? Down to the Marlins. Thanks very much. But yeah, the Mets have a rough go of it here against the Dodgers. Well, the Phillies got the Blue Jays. So stack them wins, baby. Stack them wins as much as humanly possible. I will be back with you guys tomorrow night, another 7:07 start time. Mick Abel gets the start for the Fightin' Phils. His second big league start, looking to repeat a 6-inning, scoreless, 9-strikeout debut. He goes against Barrios tomorrow. Jose Barrios of the Blue Jays, right-handed pitcher. That'll be the matchup for tomorrow night's game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. You got me for your postcast needs. You got Connor Thomas for your Locked On Daily Phillies podcast. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Back with you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. See ya. Bye.